here it is. This is my brand new 1988 Nissan Micra 1 litre 4-speed. This popped up on Facebook a couple of weeks ago, and I've been in the market for a K10 for probably a good couple of years because I really like the pre-face earlier versions. You know, there's quite a few facelift versions which look good, but I prefer this older, more retro pre-face. So this popped up pretty cheap, and I just couldn't say no. So I went and bought it. So my original plan was for one of these to take the 1.3 out of the K10 Micra and put it in here. But I don't know, after driving this about with the little 1 litre carb engine, the 4-speed, it's so fun. It's so slow, like it's not quick at all. So the plan to put the 1.3 in here I've kind of forgotten that now. So I think the new plan for this is to get rid of that 1 litre and get a 1.2, but I want to keep the 4-speed box. The 4-speed box is really good for, you know, like just faster acceleration, or for obviously at motorway speeds, but I don't really drive this at the motorway, so there's not really much point in me getting one of them. So that is the plan, to find a 1.2 and chuck this in. Now obviously I've bought this project and I've still got another project sitting right there, is the Audi. I've done a couple of bits off camera now. It has been a couple of weeks since last filming. Like I said, the only thing that was really major was that fog light situation, which I've now resolved. So now this car should all be good for the MOT, and we'll see if that gets us through. And if it does, I'm going to start dailying the Audi now, and then I can start on this, and you know, this is going to be a big little project, I reckon. But I want to respray it, I want to paint it a different colour, I won't say what yet. Obviously do the engine changes, and then, you know, change all the suspension and that, and just make it look, you know, proper good. Obviously, currently this thing is pretty stock, and as you can see here, that is a massive amount of arch gap. This thing, if I'm honest, it's way too high stock. We will be dealing with our ride height the good old fashioned way, with just some lowering springs. They were quite cheap, you know, 100 quid, 35mm drop. They'll do for now. Eventually, obviously, I'm going to get some proper nice coils for this and then really lower it on the floor. That's not just going to happen yet because I want to drive this for a little bit. So I'd rather just get some, you know, cheapest springs for now and just drop it down a little bit. So that is going to be the plan for today. Now, that is quite a lot of talking. So I think without wasting any more time, jack this car up, take all the wheels off and get started on the suspension. There is one shock now removed, so we'll take this old spring off, clean this up because it's filthy, take the top mount off and then chuck the new spring on and then chuck it back in the car. Now both shocks are now in. I've just got to tighten this one down here, drop it back down, and the fronts are all done. So next will be the rears. By this point you've got the gist of it. The rears are actually the same as these. They're actually shock towers. They're not a separate shock and spring. I won't bother filming the rears, so I'll come back when we're ready to drop the car on the floor and then see that it's probably made no difference. Right, all the springs are now on. The rears are quite simple to do, it didn't take long at all. Chucked all the wheels on, so the car's ready to go on the floor now. The kind of thing I want to do today as well, while we've got the time, is the steering wheel is like slightly off. We'll just undo the nut and just put the steering wheel on one spline over, and that should fix that. And then I think, because it's actually filthy, I've got the time, we'll take it outside and clean it. It is bright sunny, so not the best time to clean it, but if I'm honest, it needs it quite badly. So For now, chuck it on the floor, do the steering wheel, and then get it out to clean. There we are, it's all clean, probably the first one it's had in a long time, but for now, Audi's back in here, MOT next weekend, so hopefully it'll pass. If this does pass, somehow, I'll be running this for a while, and then we could probably start on the K10 and start getting to work on it, even though I'm just on the lowering springs, but you know, it doesn't matter. So, bit of a short video, but I mean, it was just this weekend and more to showcase the new car and the plan for it, so yeah, we'll see what next weekend we'll be up to. So hopefully driving this about, but we'll see.